What's up, fellas? Hey, Craig Douglas and my little dog, Fitzgerald, looking cool as can be. But when he turns his head, look, Fitz, who is it? Look. He's looking down for a way out of this. Look at him, he's so cute. Yes, he is. And look, my hat says Savage. Look at that. Da to the Vaj. Savage. Savage. All right, get in there, Fitz. Why? Get that light on you a little better. Okay. I hate when that happens. Get good backgrounds and it just won't keep Fitz in there. There we go. Bring this lighting in closer. All right, guys. So it's the last learning video of the week. This is a review. We're going to be doing something we only did a couple days, and you did great on it on the test during the year. There he is. It was interest equals principal loan amount times the rate of interest times the time. Okay? So I'm going to put Fitz down and we'll get this set up. Well, the hero has been unmasked. His name is Fitzgerald, the most savage canine the world has known, because he does math. All right, Fitz? All right? Now you want to see? I'll show a math problem and you watch what happens. I can look up like this so I can see under the glasses. Yes. Doing really well here. Okay, ready? I'm going to share screen, Fitz. We're going to see math problems. It's a math problem. See that? You see the math problem? 1, 2, 3. Get him, Fitz! Get him! Get him! Get him, Fitz! Oh, he's not. He's pretty tired. He normally sticks him really good. I had to wake him up from he was sleeping for the night. I had to go lure him in here with some treats. So he may not be his normal sick'em self, savage sick'em self. Get him, Fitz. Get him. Wait, who's that? Who's that? You gonna get it? You gonna get it? Get him, get him! All right, we're gonna do some math. I'm gonna put him down. Love you, Fitzy. All right, I'll let you sit up here if you want, in case you want to jump in the video a little bit. Yeah, he's just gonna lay down here. I'll show you. He's just gonna lay by his master. Hi, Fitzy. Hi. Oh. Oh, who's that? That's you. That's you. Oh. See, I can large size it too. I can hit stop share. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he sees himself. Try and get some lighting on you. Who is it? Is that you? Pretty puppy. Hi, puppy. So cute. Is it a puppy? Is it a puppy? You're on TV, Fitz. You got your own show. Aww. Aww. All right, we need to do math. Hey, the good news is I don't have any jokes. Well, I mean, some people like those. I like them. I don't have any jokes, and I'm not going to show you a bunch of pictures of any theme. There's just me and my savage fiend friend here, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald. It's. Huh. Okay. He normally gets all sheepish when I say his name like that, like he thinks he's in trouble. All right, Fitz. Hey. Look, see, they are. Hang on. See? All right, guys, I really need to move on. Let's get this done. Hey, we are able to use our calculators on this one. Screen share. Screen share. All right. So I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but we're using our calculator, so it will go kind of fast. The main thing is, I always think of I print. There's no in there, but we have a. Oh, I can't use my finger to get my writing utensils. Let's go with dark green. Be for money. We are talking about money. Okay. So before we jump into this problem, here is their formula they always use, okay? I equals the profit. It's really interest, okay? But interest, INT is a common way to abbreviate interest. It's the profit made or paid, okay? So from the bank's point of view, if you are loaning money, you don't, guys, I don't know if you know this yet, if somebody gets a $500 loan from a bank or a $500 credit card and you use it, you don't just pay back $500. That wouldn't, you're not family. I mean, they got to make money to use their money, okay? So you're going to pay some interest on top of the loan amount you borrow. So if you borrow 500, depending on how long your term is, how long it takes to pay it back, you could end up paying back $750. And people be like, what? I wouldn't pay $250 to borrow 500. But they get you minimum payments. And a lot of times they try to loan more than you want. They tell you how much you qualify for. You're pre-qualified. Oh my goodness. Pre-qualified. Oh my gosh. Forget my birthday party. I gotta celebrate being pre-qualified. Anyway, they'll tell you you are already approved, call this number, and then they ask you a bunch of questions, which apparently they still need a lot of information yet to determine. They're going to check your credit report and other things, what you got a job, income, how long you work there, what kind of money you make, look at your other bills to see if you can afford whatever payment. But they want to loan you as much as they can that you'll accept from them, as long as it fits in your debt ratio. If you make this much, you can't be lent, so you're spending this much per month. You need to have some breathing room, depending on if it's a car loan, mortgage, personal loan, or credit card. They all go to varying degrees. Credit cards take higher debt ratios than your typical mortgage, which is your home loan and such. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into all that another time. So anyway, I say interest made or paid because if you're the lender, you're making interest, okay? So that I is not this I here is not the interest rate on how they determine your monthly payment. It's the amount of money they're going to profit. It's the profit made or paid, okay? So if you're the lender, you're making the profit. If you're the borrower, it's paid. You're paying extra to them to borrow their money, okay? So that's what the I equals. I'm going to clear this real quick. So I equals PRT. T is the easiest one. That's time, the term, how long. Is it for a year? Is it for 2 years? If it's a mortgage, is it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years? Okay. If it's a vehicle loan, is it for 2 years, 5 years? I think they go to 6 or 7 years now. When I was young, they just started going to 5, but now they do a little longer, especially if you get a ginormous house loan on a, big ginormous truck. I'm from Indiana, man. I didn't see what a real truck was until I got down here in southern Texas. Man, y'all got some big trucks, and in the rest of Texas as well. Anyway, okay, so T is time or term, okay, and then R is the interest rate. So if they said in this problem, and we'll do it in a moment here, 11.5% interest, that's your rate, okay? And this one, it says it'll be 2 years, so the term would be 2 years. The P stands for the principal, and people say that a few different ways. Principal balance, principal loan amount, or just loan amount, is what a lot of people do. But it is really if they're calculating your payments, it's based on the original loan amount, the principal loan amount up front. Okay, so yeah, your balance might be 20,000 now, but they figured your payments when you originally borrowed that 40,000. Okay, okay, so on our calculators, which you saw it for a minute there, okay, you're going to try to find out how much profit is made. So in this case, this person is saving money. And in banks, if you have a checking account, it's usually a smaller amount. In most common checking accounts, you don't make any interest. You just have your money there. You can put money in, take money out. Okay, you can use your ATM card, or you can go to the teller, whatever. Okay, you can have the employers automatically deposit your money directly into your bank account for you. It used to be you got a check and then you have to take the check to the bank and deposit it. Now it's just like you wake up in the morning, you get on your bank app, like, oh, cool, my paycheck is there. Okay, so if you get a savings account, that's usually for more money, and it's money you're planning to let sit there, and you want to keep adding to it, and you want it to grow. So to encourage you to do that, different banks will give you different interest rates of savings interest that they will pay you money to let your money sit there. Now, why would they do that? It's pretty savage on their part. Okay, so think of it this way. Your money isn't just going to sit there. Okay, now it's federally insured by the government. If anything happens at bank or whatever, you're going to get your money. Okay, so if that bank got robbed or burned down, anything like that, it's insured, and you will still be able to get your money. Now, it depends on what happens. It could take a moment or a week or 24 hours, something. But the good news is it's insured in a bank. If it's under somebody's mattress, is an old joke. People used to do that. You put a lot of money under a mattress, your house gets robbed while you're gone, or house fire burns it down. I mean, it's gone. It's not insured. It was cash. Okay, so that's one good thing about having it in the bank. But if you put, let's say, in this case, Candace put 40,000 in savings. Wow. Okay. The bank can then take that. They are masters. Insurance companies and banks specifically, maybe real estate a little bit after that, but specifically banks and insurance companies are masters at investing and making money off of money. They're holding everybody's money. They want to go out and use it. They'll make, and that includes commercial loans and personal loans and credit cards they give out to their customers and new customers they try to get. Okay. They're going to make money off all those ventures, okay? But they also can take the money and invest it to make money, okay? So because they're holding everybody's money and they can do things like that, that gives them the opportunity to make a profit. Anyway, so they will pay you money to put more money in their bank. They're just going to pay you little slivers of, so like, in this, let's see how much it would be. So problem number one, and then now that I've explained this, we'll go through the other problems rather quickly, okay? So problem number one, she's got 40,000 in there. That's the P, okay? That's the first thing. I'm going to clear this, and here is what we're looking at, okay? So I equals the principal, and to save a little space, I'm going to put 40K. That means 40,000, okay? 40K. Then second thing after the loan amount, principal loan amount, is the interest rate. The interest rate is 11.5%. Now, guys, whenever we work with percent, I said a bunch in class, do we do math with that little percent symbol? Do we put that in a math problem like that? No. What does that symbol mean? Percent means per, like century, 100 years, or per 100 cents in a dollar. Centurion is in charge of 100 men. A centipede has approximately 100 legs. Cent has a root word meaning of 100. So that means per 100. 11.5 out of 100 is what the interest rate is. And a lot of us have memorized, you move the decimal 2 places to the left. Okay, if you divide 11.5 by 100, you're moving the decimal 2 spots to the left. And then our block 2, a couple people said their 5th grade math teacher said this. Our block 2, remember one of my students, Kanye, said, sir, I just thought of doing it this way. I see 2 dots, so I move the decimal 2 spots. So I get 0.115 or 115,000 I hate the THSs. Okay, and he said that's just the way I made it up, and that's how I remember it. At least that's what he said. So we jokingly call it the Kanye way. Okay, 2 dots, move it 2 spots. All right, so that's going to be times 0.115 or 115 thousandths. And then the last thing is the term, 2 years. Okay, now that interest is per year. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 here. All right, so let's see what we get here. So I got 40,000 times 0.115 equals that times 2. So in 2 years, she will have made 9,200. Now let's say one thing about the problem here. Candace has 40,000 in savings account that's earning that much money per year, 11.5% interest. And the interest is not compounded. So this is simple interest. Compound interest is where every year it tacks on more on top of the previous balance. But this is something where it tells you up front, this is how much we will give you per month, period. Okay? Or per year, period. Okay? Others take that amount you got for the year 1, and let's say you had 100,000 and you made $100, okay, on the first year. They'll put that 100 on top, and now you have $100,000 and $100. And they will do another 10% of that, and they'll get $101. And they'll add that 101 on, and they'll do 10% of that, or however, okay? So they just continue to keep compounding it on top of each other. That's compound interest. We didn't do that, or we did it briefly, I don't remember, but right now we're doing simple interest. Okay, so that's all you got to do. Okay, so where did I leave off? $9,200 is how much extra she has after 2 years. Okay, now it's saying how much money will she have in 2 years. Well, I'm going to have to add that 9,200 on top of the 40,000. Okay. If they ask me what I equals, what's the interest, how much interest, so that's the confusing part here. You know, every once in a while we find these little things where Excel does things a little different. To me, this says how much will she have? That means total. So for question 1, I'm kind of surprised that they're going to go that way. But let's try it. If not, they're just going to say 9,200. That should have said how much interest will she have in 2 years, okay? Have made. So 40,000. And then we had $9,200. Some people put the commas in, I do not. Survey says. Okay, so that's legit what they were asking. How much does she have? If they say have, that means total. I'm glad they said it that way. Otherwise, some questions would say how much interest would she have made or paid. Okay, all right, that's question. Did I just do the last one? Oh, I just did the challenge level first. Oops. No wonder it was a little more difficult. Because usually they ask you for the interest first instead of saying how much do you have. Okay, so you just did the hardest problem. All right, let's go. We'll look at another challenge at the end. Okay, let's go to the beginning. Here we go. Brianna has $40 in savings and earns 5% annually. The interest rate is not compounded. How much will she have in 1 year? Okay, so here's our formula. So they're asking me how much will she, they're also saying how much will she have. That's grand total. Okay, so she's starting, so the principal, the P is the principal loan amount. I'm going to have $40, and then it's going to be times the interest rate, which is 5 per 100, but 5% means 5 over 100 if you get rid of the percent symbol. Kanye way means, see, I see 2 dots, I move the decimal 2 spots. So it's the same thing as saying 0.05. 0.05. And that's the interest per year. And they're only doing it 1 year. And 1 times anything equals itself. So you don't need to calculate for this. 5 times 4 is 20. And I have that 0 there. So 5 times 40 is 200. But I have 2 decimal spots. So they made a whopping profit of interest of $2. But how much will they have? That's a total. So they will have 42. Hardly seems worth doing the math about, correct? But just to kind of help you begin to see how this works. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Next problem. And this had a lot of levels, and they just asked you the question from slightly different angles or different things. So let's see here. Susan has 90 in savings. Okay. So we start with $90. Using green because of money. It earns 10% interest annually. Okay. So 2 dots move at 2 spots. So it's going to be 0.10 or 0.1. And how much will she have in 2 years? Okay. So 2 times 90 is 180. And then times 0.1 or 1/10. Okay. That's going to just 1 times anything is itself 180, but it's going to move the decimal 1 spot. So that's $18 will be the interest, but they're saying how much will she have? That means total. Well, we started with 90, so 90 plus 18 equals 108. Okay? Got it, everybody? 108. Thanks for your help, Fitzgerald. He's over here napping on the floor. I told you it was past his bedtime. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Clear. Next level goes up to 43. Now, the question I had just went to 36, but you have to answer a few questions to get to the next level. Okay, so again, we have the formula right here. And it tells you on every problem, that's nice, interest earned, or I call it, let me hold this so it doesn't bounce so much. Interest earned is the profit made or paid, okay? Now again, this is a savings account, so they're making the interest. It's going to be profit to them for letting their money sit there, okay? P is the original loan amount, R is the interest rate, expressed as a decimal, and T is the time in years, okay? Some people say, what about months? And when they give you months, the last two, a couple of the last questions do that, okay? So 40,000 in savings, 40K is similar to the one we did, times, okay, I see 2 dots, so I move the decimal 2 spots, so the interest rate is 0.08. Might be using the calculator on this, we'll see, and then 5 years, okay? That's it, guys, that's all you're doing. So 8 times 4 is 32, plus I have the 0 there, but I have to move it, the decimal, 2 spots. So I'm going to have 3.2 times 5. 0, 15, 16, and I have 1 decimal. So my answer is 16. Sort of my answer. How much will she have? She's not just going to have 16. She's going to have that 40,000. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Some of you probably caught it right. That K means 40,000. So 8 times 40 was 320. But there would have been 3 more zeros there because of the K. Because you're not going to make $16 in 5 years off of 40 grand. Okay. So now when I move the decimal 2 spots, I'm left with 3,200. Okay. Then when I go times 5, I'm going to have 0, 0, 10, 15, 16. So 16,000 is the profit made after 5 years. You just let 40 grand sit there. Okay. It's a little sideways here. You let 40 grand sit there, and in 5 years, you're going to have 16 free cash just for letting it sit there. Now, I will tell you though, interest rates are not at 8%. I don't know when they last were. Rates have been going down, down, down for a while. decade or a decade and a half or two. I haven't paid super close attention because I've been busy. But when I in the 80s, it was higher than that. You could get like I think 12% during part of the 80s on savings. And then when you invested, you could make anywhere from 16 to 24%. Everybody said, they said. Okay, so let's enter that answer. Sorry, let's hurry up and finish this, guys. 16,000. No. That was close. Thank you. If any of you were like, no, sir, no. Delete. It says how much will she have? Well, she's gonna have the 16 plus the 40. So that's gonna be 56,000. Boom. Well done. Good and faithful math servant. All right, looks like we got a lot left, but now you get the gist of it, so we can move. We'll be moving a little faster with each problem, guys. Okay, so draw 21. We'll be using calculator for this number, as you can tell. So now we're up to 55. We're halfway to where we want to be in the 90s. 21, 549 in savings, earn 7% per year for 5 years. So you're doing 21, 549er. That's going to be times 0.07. I see 2 dots. I move it 2 spots. Okay. And then times 5 years. And then they're saying how much will he have. So I'm going to add it to the 21 when I'm done. Okay. Clear. 2, 1. Some of you already got it, right? 549 times 0.07 or 700 equals 1508.43 times 5. That's $7,500, $42.15. And I'm going to add that to my original balance of 21,549er. So my grand total should be, drum roll, 29,091.15. Did it say to round it? Sometimes it says round to the nearest dollar. I don't see that, so we should be good. This is where I get in the middle of the poster and I make a V around my head, around my brain. Savage. All right. Next, and we'll change to red. Oh, sorry. What did I do? I hit Spanish. No hablo. Sorry, señorita. Okay. Donald has 50K. I'm going to write 50,000 so I don't make them sick in. And savings, interest 9% per year. 3 months. That's not a year. Look, it's supposed to be time in years. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. They want time in years, but they gave us 3 months. So the thing to know about that is, it's 3 months is 3 out of 12. 3 out of 12, if I simplify, divide the top by 3 is 1, divide the bottom by 3 is 4. So it's 1/4. So how much time, how much of a year is that? Okay, you could keep it as a fraction if you want and multiply that times or divide by 4. I like to change it to decimal, okay? So now let's go back to our formula. The profit made or paid, or in this case, it's done with earning interest. So the interest made by him, it's going to be I equals the principal loan amount, 50,000 times the rate of interest, which is 9%. So 2 dots, move it 2 spots. It's going to be 0.09. Okay, 0.09. And then how many years? The time, we said it's 3 months out of 12 is 1/4 of a year, or 0.25. Okay, so now I'm going to get my calculator out here. Clear, get all that other mess out there. $50,000 times 0.09 interest is $4,500. And how much interest would he make only after 1/4 of a year? So times 0.25. The question says, and this is what I want to show. Let's see where I can do this. Highlight yellow. Now it's not saying how much will he have. It's saying, where did that go? It's saying how much interest will he earn. Well, that's what this equals. This formula tells me the interest. So I am done. It's going to be, back to red. It's going to be what I have. He's going to make $1,125 every 3 months. Okay, so listen, if you had 50K just sitting in a bank that was willing to pay you 9% interest in the 80s or whenever, maybe in the 2025s, I don't know, then you're going to make $1,125 every 3 months just by letting it sit there. Okay, all right. If I am correct, right, children? That's right, said IXL. You speak and preach it, Douglas. All right, clear all? Okay, so I specifically wanted to show you too. Now this is on the 70s level. Past this, it doesn't do this month stuff, okay? But it is still asking how much interest will he earn. So I'm not going to add my answer back on top of the 60, just whatever these three things equal, it's going to tell me what the interest made or paid is, okay? All right, let's go back to writing utensil. The principal loan amount is $60,000, okay? It's in a savings account that earns 7%, which is 0.07 or 700. The interest is not compounded. How much interest will he earn in 6 months? Well, how much of a year is that? It's 6 out of 12 months. 6 over 12 is the same as 1/2, or 0.5. So you can divide by 2 or multiply 0.5, however you want to do it. Okay? And it's asking me for just what the interest equals. Here we go. Clear? 60, 1, 2, 3, times 0.07 equals times 0.5. $2,100. Oh, terrific. All right, couple more. So here's it. Now usually it goes to like the 84, 85-ish, and then it jumps right up to the 90s. Not so this time. It goes from the 81s to the 85s, then to the 90s. So we got a couple more here, guys. All right, now it's telling me how much interest she made up front. This is different. I'm going to switch colors. Okay, so the interest, that's how much they made, is 168 equals $600 is the principal loan amount. Now they don't know the interest rate, so that's times R, and then it's 2 years. Okay, so 168 equals 2 times 600 is 1,200 times R. That means times if there's nothing there. Okay, now we learned basic algebra. We want to find out what R is. That's what they're asking me. What's the interest rate? So to do that, I have to get that R by itself. Algebra is, I don't like those numbers hanging around my letter on my X. Usually it's my X. I'm jealous, okay? I need to get that number to scram. That number needs to get whacked, okay? So what you do is the opposite. We jokingly call it algebra opposite day. You do inverse operations. That means like reverse or the opposite. So instead of R times 1,200, I want to divide R by 1,200. And that will make it cross out. But before I cross it out, because there's an equal sign here, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And you might get confused and tilt your head like a dog. Oh, I can't. How do you divide 168 by 1,200? That number's too small to divide by 1,200. So hold up, we'll get there. Okay, we're going to use our calculator for that. So the interest rate equals 168 divided by 1,200. 0.14 is the rate. But we want the percent symbol. So usually we see two dots, we move it 2 spots to the left to get the interest rate per year with the percent sign. You move it this way. So the interest rate is 14%. How you like those numbers? What do I do? Enter. Okay, brilliant. So that one involved a little algebra. Algebra, right? Remember that? That was one of, I think, the more popular video of all of them I've made this online learning session. So we are to this one now. We're now at 85% or 85% score, and then we have one left after that, which I already did one. I started off with one, right? I think. I don't know. We'll take a look. Okay, three years later. Sorry, miss. Didn't mean. Sorry, miss. Didn't mean to bother you. Let's go with purple. Okay. Carrie deposited $250 in a savings account, so that's the loan amount. So I got $250. Okay. Simple interest. 3 years later. 3 years later. This is a little tricky. Now we're getting to the challenge level. Okay. The account balance was now $265. Okay, so this is tricky. All right. The starting balance was $250. Now, if I knew the interest rate, this is only going to give me the I, okay? The interest made or paid, but they're telling me the I plus 250. Go ahead, Fitz, you're okay. Dang it, I was going to try to catch him and it's going to turn the camera on. He sometimes, we most all of our house is tiled except for the bedrooms. And whenever he is in our rooms and he tries to fall asleep on the carpet, occasionally he wakes up and he just starts digging at the carpet like he's trying to fluff it up or something. So I was about to turn the computer on, but he stopped. Okay, so anyway. So they're telling us this information would equal I, but they're telling us with the 250 over here. They're adding 250 to that side, okay? So it ends up equaling 265. So how much was the difference? That's what the interest or profit was, made or paid. In this case, it's made because they're getting interest from the bank, okay? So they made $15, okay? So I'm going to undo. It's the I now know is 265 minus 250, which is $15. So now I can find out what the interest rate would be. I have to get R by itself again. So this is kind of like a quarter, and I know 3/4 is 75 cents, except for that there's a zero there. Okay, so 750 times R equals 15. Now I need to get rid of that 750. We do the opposite day, inverse operations. Instead of times 750, we're going to divide both sides by 750. So once I do that, I get R equals 15 divided by 750. Now I could divide both the top and bottom by 5 for sure, or I could maybe even divide it by 15. I'm not sure, but I know I can divide it by 5. But I'm not going to even bother with simplifying. I'm just going to take my calculator and go 15 divided by 750 equals 0.02 equals the rate per year. But they don't want a decimal. I just can't get that right. They don't want a decimal, guys. They want the percent symbol. They want R, and you can always flip these, putting the R over here. R equals 2%. Now I can double check. Kanye Wade, 2 dots, move decimal, 2 spots would be 0.02. So yes, that is correct. Okay, 2%. So I come up here and I hit 2, enter, welcome, or I didn't see, well done, that's what it said. Okay, so listen guys, I'm going to do one more challenge level. You really have to use the formula. You have to pay attention to if they're asking you how much interest or how much have. If they say have, you got a plus to the 60,000. Okay. If they say how much interest, you're just doing this. I equals PRT. Okay, that's it. All right, you see the difference? Okay, this one is asking how much interest, so that's cool. I don't have to worry about adding it back onto the 60,000. How much interest will he earn in 4 years? So this is like the beginning, except they're bigger numbers. Okay, so I'm going to start off. I got 60,000 is my principal loan amount that I start out with. Put those in parentheses. The R, the rate, is 9.1%. 2 dots, move the decimal 2 spots. So it's going to be times 0.091. Okay, you physically have to move it 2 spots. Don't put 0.91 because it's not 91%. It's 9.1 or 9 and 1/10. Okay, so I have to move the decimal 2 spots. There's where I'm at. And then asking for how much interest in 4 years. Okay, all right. Magic calculator. I could go ahead and do 60,000 times 4 in my head. 4 times 6 is 24. So I got almost $250,000 here, boys. So it's going to be $250,000 just about times 0.091 or 91,000. Okay, 240,123 times 0.091. They're going to make a profit of $21,840 for letting their money just sit there for 4 years based on that interest rate. So let's verify that and we're done, kiddos. 21,840. Survey says. Got it. Hey guys, so that's 3 videos I posted in the evening hours, early AM. I will post the test review tomorrow, so a lot of you will be, some of you saw this and already worked on these tonight. Some of you did them with the 7th grade videos without my Excel examples. That's fine. If you were able to understand that, congratulations. You're brill, totes brill, okay? Otherwise, this will give you a little time to work on this in the morning, and in the morning, I will put together a test review video covering everything we did this week, and after specifically looking at the 10-question test, and see if there's any nuances. Sometimes there's a little different twist or ways they do or ask things. I think out of the 6 tests we've had so far, there's been only 2 where everything in the IXLs was all you needed. 4 of the 6 tests, there was little bitty things I needed to remind you or illustrate or show you little twists, like if they ask it this way, it's not the same and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely always important. Please make sure you watch my review videos because I tell you anything and everything you need to know for the test and based on this past week of learning. All right, be good, say your prayers, help around the house, be in a good mood. Hey, I will share this with you. Think about people you like or friends you like to interact with or people that you prefer to spend more time with, okay? I'm not talking like boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm just talking friends, okay? Usually it's people that either entertain you because they're funny, cool, whatever, or they make you feel good, compliment you or whatever, okay? So let's not be negative. Try to be positive. Try to encourage and reinforce each other's happiness. Okay, kids? Be savage like that. Be chill. Don't be drama, all right? Let there not be any tea, okay? I just learned that last year. Oh my gosh, it's pretty funny. All right, my daughter was gonna show me how to do the savage TikTok dance, but you know, who knows how long that would have taken these old bones to figure that out. So that would have been cool to start it off this way, but I already did my dog and my cats. I had to do my other dog. They get jealous. All right, peace out, guys. Love you. God bless you and protect you and your families. Miss you. See, I did it again. I do the little sign off, and I first got to come here and close out and stop share. Now I'm back to full screen. And anything else? Guys, if you have any needs, thoughts, concerns, feel free to always either send a message through a parent texting me, because I have text either through Remind or direct text from my personal number, every parent, okay? Or you can Google Classroom message me, okay? Go into any old assignment, it doesn't matter what, and where it gives you the option to message me, and I get an email notification. You have a Google message. Okay, now sometimes it may take me half a day to get back to you if something crazy is going on. Tomorrow on Friday, the only thing I got going on in the morning, I'll be making the review. And at 1 o'clock after lunch, we have a math teachers meeting. All the math teachers from Morris meet on Fridays at 1 on the phone conference call, as well as online actually, through Google Meets or Zoom, one of those. So outside of that, I'll interact with you guys. I don't mind. Sometimes people ask me, sometimes people say, I don't get it. I mean, it's like, okay, just everything I did and said, nothing. Okay. So I'm like, did you watch my video? Did you try to search YouTube on your own? Did you ask some friends? Did you go ahead and miss the problem on Excel and read the explanation. Okay. If you took your journals home, you could find the part in your journal. We have a little bit of information on almost every topic in our journal. There's a few topics we skipped. So anyway, check that stuff out. You should, but even so, if you're trying to do that stuff and it's just something's not working, give me an example. Don't just say I don't get it. Say, sir, like for example, on this problem, I don't understand the part about, I know there's some rule about we got a da 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 da, but on this problem, which one is the da and which one is the da? Or, you know, and I have got things like I said before in the last video. Occasionally I'll get somebody say, sir, I don't get it. What are evens? Sir, I don't remember. Is one a prime number? Okay, now that could have been Googled. But oh, honestly, one person did say, I know some things we've done this year it counts and some things it doesn't. Now, technically, it should never be counted as a prime number. That's the mathematical definition, and that's the way Excel did it. So, no big deal. I don't mind having those conversations. So communicate with me. If other things are going on, I know. I had one student last week who their Chromebook had broken, and they're trying to figure out where to go and what to do. If that ever happens, you're supposed to call the school and the librarian may not be there every single day, every hour, but you can set an appointment to take it in or drop it off for the librarian to figure it out, fix it, or try to replace it, okay? Any needs, just let me know. Love you guys, miss you. That's it. From Fitzgerald in Fort Douglas. How y'all doing? Just like the last video with an animal, or 2 videos ago. I'm trying to get my little buddy here. Come here, Fitzy. I'm going to try to give him a snack. Oh, snack. Gotta get you up higher so we can see you. You're too low. Come up here on my lap. There we go. I'm going to try to get him dressed for the occasion. Let's see. Yeah, there's another one. Ow, it's my finger. Okay. Yeah, yummy. Now I'm going to try to put my hat on you. Okay. I'm going to put this up here. Don't need to worry about a shirt. Let's see if we can get it. Let me see here. Where you at? Hold on. I'm going to give you bacon. Here you go. There you go. Let's see if we can straighten it out. He's a good puppy. He's a good one, except when he turns his head. Okay, let's give it a try. Here we go. We're gonna